I just wanted to mention the NFL Network did an amazing story about Josh Dobbs and his relationship with a young boy. It was tremendous. It made me tear up, Ron. If you want to watch it, and I would say everyone out there, just take 7 minutes out of your day and watch this story about how amazing of a guy Josh Dobbs is and how amazing this little kid is. It's truly a great story and is a very inspirational story. You can find it on my Twitter.
Obviously, his educational background, he's a rocket scientist.
Yes,
so this is a smart kid. Probably doesn't need football to succeed in life, that's for sure.
You're probably right about that. All right. Iron City Brave just tweeted me. He said, run the ball. It's what got them to 6-2. Ron, realistically, how much can they run the ball? I mean, Le'Veon Bell can't have 39 touches every single game.
No, that's why I would give some to James Conner. And, you know, it always comes down, Ben talks about balance. Todd Haley talks about balance. You take what the defense gives you. Ben's still going to throw it some. He's going to throw it down the field. I like to think Martavis Bryant will be more of a factor in the second half of the season. But I'm giving the ball much more to James Conner and giving Le'Veon Bell a break because I want him healthy at the end of the year.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Bill in Greensburg. How you doing, Bill?
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling.
2 quick points. One, if you guys noticed the last couple of years when you're talking about speeding up the game of baseball, the catchers are forever going out to the mound anymore. Sometimes 4 or 5 times in an inning. Cut that down and make them only be allowed to go out 1 or 2 times. That would cut it down. But the point I wanted to make is, you guys are talking about baseball games being too long. I went to a Steeler game a couple of weeks ago where they lost that game. Dear God, I remember I went 10 years ago and I said I'd never go again. You score a touchdown, commercials. You kick off, more commercials. Those players stand around for 6, 7, 8 minutes at a time. That game took 3 hours and 40 minutes for a 60-minute football game. I think pro football is boring. Hear your comment.
Well, you know, I think that's a rare exception. Most of those games last 3 hours, 3:10, because they're tied into television, and they want them that long. You know what? I get what you're talking about. They do stand around a lot. There's not a lot of action between whistles, but most of these games last 3 hours. You know, that might have been a bad exception. I have no problem with the length of the football games.
Yeah, and it seemed
baseball games can go on forever.
You're right. And it seemed like we were getting lengthy football games this year at the beginning because all the penalties. It was like one penalty flag after another, and I think that definitely slows down the game and doesn't allow teams to get into a rhythm and a momentum. And I really think that's hurt the Steelers' offense at times. Definitely, especially in the red zone, all the holding calls.
They've had a lot of penalties, no doubt.
All right. Well, the one good news is that Marcus Gilbert should be coming back this week. Stephon Tuitt's back. Vance McDonald. We haven't seen much of him lately, but maybe after he gets over this injury that he'll be the tight end that they think. You know,
Tuitt is a big part of their defense. Obviously, they just gave him a $60 million contract. And Marcus Gilbert could be their best offensive lineman. I think it's Pouncey. A lot of people will tell you it's Marcus Gilbert. He's had a really good career. He's had problems with his hamstring. He came back, got hurt again. That always scares you. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a Gregory Polanco. You might remember he was hurt 3 different times last year. They can be very annoying, these hamstring injuries.
Yeah, Alou has done a remarkable job filling in for Tuitt while he's out those 2 games. All right, back out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Brad out in Duncansville. How you doing, Brad?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for calling.
I have 2 points for you. I have a question for Ron, and my point.
Okay.
Hey, Ron.
I'm listening.
Do you think the Pirates will get Zach Cozart at a decent bargain?
Zach Cozart? No, I don't think. I think Zach Cozart's going to get some big-time money. He's an all-star shortstop, and I'm okay with Jordy Mercer. Now, I know he's going to become a free agent at the end of the year. I really like Jordy. I think he's an outstanding player. I don't want Zach Cozart. I'll take Jordy Mercer.
Yeah, I like Jordy Mercer, too. I think they definitely need to upgrade at some positions.
They need a third baseman.
They need a third baseman or a second baseman if you're moving Harrison over there. They definitely need a starting pitcher. They need a lot, but we'll see what happens. We got to take a break. Back to wrap things up coming up next. Stay right there.